Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys an update on a major free title finally making its way on over to Steam after it's been available for a little bit. It's a game that's been received incredibly well. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but it is going to be a big title, and I think it's going to do very, very well on Steam as well. So we'll talk about that, and a game that I think a lot of people think should be free, but it will be a premium price title. Marathon has had its big reveal, and I'm not gonna lie, I am not all too optimistic about this game, and it will be missing a very notable feature for extraction shooters. We'll talk that at the end of this video. So, right off the bat, Infinity Nikki has been announced for an April 29th release on Steam. It's been available for a little bit on other platforms, but now it is going to be coming to Steam. Nikki's Journey of Wish, what an incredible journey. Infinity Nikki has surpassed 200,000 wish lists on Steam. The final surprise has been revealed, but this is just the beginning. Infinity Nikki will officially launch on Steam on April the 29th. To celebrate, we'll be sending all stylists worldwide 10 Resonite crystals, 3 energy crystals, and more as special gifts. Be sure to check your in-game mailbox after the Steam launch. Now, this is a game that is not up my alley, I am gonna be honest with you guys, but it's been received incredibly well. Like, I'd be remiss if I did not point out that this game has gotten incredibly strong reviews. The people that have played it, that did have an inherent interest in this game, seem to really enjoy it, and hey, if you like it, more power to you. It seems to be more of a relaxing open world game. You don't have to take it too seriously. Embark on a cozy open world adventure filled with vast landscapes, mystical puzzles, and unexpected platforming challenges. Dress up just not for style, but to unravel hidden mysteries, interact with a vibrant environment, and experience the freedom to explore at your own pace. 4 out of 5 from Eurogamer, 9 out of 10 from Pocket Tactics, 8 out of 10 from the Sixth Axis, 8 out of 10 from DualShocker, CG Magazine, 8 out of 10, Tech Radar, 4 out of 5, IGN, 9 out of 10, Metacritic, and 80. It's been received strongly for a game like this that some people will meme on. Visually, I think it looks great. Exceptional clothing design and dress-up experience. Express your style with an extensive collection of beautifully designed outfits, some of which even grant unique abilities. From floating and purifying to gliding and shrinking, these outfits unlock exciting new ways to explore the world and overcome challenges. Each outfit enriches your journey, letting you mix and match for the perfect look. Platforming with endless fun. So yes, while a big aspect of this game is the dress-up mechanics and the style, at the same time, this does have like fundamental gameplay styles of games that you would normally play. Platforming, puzzles, things of that nature. In this vast, fantastic world, master skills like floating, running, and plunging to freely explore the land and tackle intricately designed puzzles and challenges. The joy of 3D platforming is seamlessly integrated into the game's open world exploration. So, you know, maybe this is one to not completely judge the book by the cover, but nonetheless, it will be available April 29th, free for everyone. Minimum requirements: a Core i5 6600, R5 1500X, 16 gigs of RAM, a GTX 1060, RX 590, Intel Arc A380. An RX 590 is considerably better than a 1060 from my recollection. Don't know what that's about, but nonetheless, recommended i7 6700, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and then RTX 2060 or an RTX 3050 laptop GPU. I like how they actually do bring up laptop GPU. RX 5700 XT or an Intel Arc A580. 60 gigabytes to install. April 29th for the Steam release. Alright, from one free game to another game that I think a lot of people think should be free. Marathon. Now, to be fair, extraction shooters, a lot of them have been pay-to-play. Tarkov, pay-to-play title. Arc Raiders, I believe, is another extraction shooter that's coming out. That'll be pay-to-play. But in the market of live service games, pay-to-play live service games can work. There's a little game called Helldivers 2 that came out last year. $40. Pretty much the same style in terms of the monetization structure of a lot of these other paid titles. They try to release at a budget price point, and then they'll do season passes, battle passes, everything like that. Marathon, man, I think this game is cooked. I think this game is dead within 6 weeks. I might be wrong about that. Sometimes it's hard to gauge how much of the social media discourse when it comes to live service games is going to translate to the final product, but I think this is going to be a hard sell. I don't foresee it doing very well, and Helldivers 2, I think, is an anomaly in the live service market, or it's an exception, not the rule. I think pay-to-play live service games can work if A, It's a compelling title that there's not a lot of experiences like that, and I don't think the Helldivers 2 style of experience was something that was available to a lot of other people, or if it's leaning off an existing IP. That's the easiest way. The reality is, for a lot of these multiplayer games of existing IPs, they've all shifted to live service. Halo, it's a live service game. Call of Duty, live service, but they're leaning on existing IPs that were strong. Halo Infinite was free to play as well, but Call of Duty is $70 every year. It's totally a live service game, but I think it's very difficult to establish a new IP and have a price point attached to it, a premium price point, even if it's not $70, $40, and not being free to play, then doing all of the live service gimmickry on top of that. Is it possible? Absolutely. While you could say Helldivers 2 leaned off an existing IP, it's not like Helldivers was that big and Helldivers 2 was a kind of a newer experience. I just think it's incredibly, incredibly difficult to do that, and when you're coming right out the gate and there's at best, you can say a mixed reception to the game, but I think, it just seems like mostly what I'm seeing is people clowning on the game. And when it comes to a live service game, it is so bad, you guys, when it's like 50%, let's just throw out an arbitrary number here, 50% of the community is already clowning you right out the gate of revealing the game because it's a live service game. These games live and die on player investment. If already right off the rip, 50% of the potential audience is clowning you, that is a huge problem. Ultimately, when the game comes out, people will make their own decisions, but I do see there being issues. I feel like there's trouble, and I'm not gonna lie, I have quite a few friends that are hardcore Destiny players, or were hardcore Destiny players. Feels like, a lot of people have been dropping off of Destiny, but they are not too happy with this game and the fact that Bungie's investing a lot of resources into this game. I don't foresee it doing very well. I just think we're living in a little bit of a different time. Pay-to-play live service games can work, but I just don't think Marathon is going to work. I just don't think this game's going to do that well. I think within 6 weeks, it's going to be down to a very, very small player count. And you even look at some of these live service games that come out and they're free to play. Fragpunk is a game that came out, peaked at over 100,000 concurrent players. That was free to play. Fell all the way to 11,000 players last I checked. What is going to be the longevity of Marathon, especially when I see stuff like the game's not going to have proximity chat because it's going to be too toxic? Okay then, all right, if we're gonna take out elements of the game like that, like, is this gonna be something that people want? Do people care about extraction shooters? Do they want an extraction shooter like this? I feel like this is one of those games that it's leaning on that Marathon IP, and I said leaning on an IP that's popular. I just don't think Marathon is that popular of an IP. Am I out to lunch, you guys? Like, maybe I'm crazy on this one. Do people care about that IP Marathon like that? I just don't believe they do, and I think this game is gonna have trouble. Even if it's a solid extraction shooter, we have learned that it takes so much more than just being a solid game in the live service market. Sorry to the 80-90% of live service games that come out, they do fairly good fundamentally as a game goes, but then they ultimately die in 6 months, and that's being generous. Look at something like Spectre Divide that just came out. Look at the depreciating player base of Fragpunk. These are free-to-play live service games that were generally seen as having compelling elements and had some positive reactions to them. I just don't know. Marathon at a $40 price point, Bungie not having that immense amount of goodwill. We're not living in the Bungie that was about to release Destiny in 2014. Bungie's goodwill isn't there to the level that it was in 2014, where just on the fact that Bungie was working on a new IP, people were gonna check it out. I think a lot of developers have to realize that bro, you're not what you were back then. Naughty Dog, you were not what you were. Rocksteady, you were not what you were. Bungie, you were not what you were back in the mid-2000s, and it's not going to be a case of, oh, we slapped a Bungie logo on it and this game's immediately going to be successful. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore, because a lot of these developers have cooked their consumer goodwill, and there's obviously various degrees of cooking consumer goodwill. There's the, BioWare and Rocksteady tier, and then there's the Naughty Dog tier where they just don't put anything out, and Last of Us 2 was incredibly divisive. Bungie, I think, has cooked a lot of their goodwill as well. Again, we're not in 2014. We're not living in a world where we're coming off the success and the heels of the success of Halo and you're doing a new IP. We're not in that world anymore. Destiny has been an incredibly divisive experience, so to do this game, And again, I keep saying it's a new IP. It's not a new IP. I get it that it existed before, but it may as well be a new IP. I just don't feel like there's that affinity towards Marathon like that. Yeah, I don't see this game doing very well. And I feel like I've been fairly on the money when it comes to predicting live service games, and it's really hard to predict the long-term success of all of these games. Like Helldivers 2, not to give myself the old pat on the back, that's a game I was talking about well before it came out because I saw the potential there, and that's really all you can say for a live service game. You can see potential in a product. Ultimately, what they do on release, after release, how the game turns out, that's all unpredictable, and it's hard to really have a gauge for that. Marathon, I just don't think it's going to resonate when it comes out at a high level, and we'll see how ultimately it all turns out. The competition for your time is just so steep these days that are people going to set aside the $40, first of all, but more importantly than anything, that resource they'll never get back, the time for Marathon. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but let me know what you guys think. Interested to hear from you. Infinity Nikki will be coming to Steam. That game, people did set aside some time, but that was a free title available on consoles for free. PlayStation 5 for free, was on PC for free, not on Steam. Will be on Steam now, and, you know, obviously it's not at the level it was at December, and that's always going to be the case. A game can come out, it can peak at 200, 300, 500,000 concurrent players. The real game is where are you 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks after release, and that gives you a good idea of what you're going to settle at. Marathon could come out. It could have 200,000 players right off the rip. Where's it going to be at 6 months after release? And I don't think it's going to have 200,000 players on release. At least that's my 2 cents. Let's say Steam concurrent player count. Maybe it'll peak at 200,000. Maybe I'm putting it way too slightly at, let's say under 200,000, but I think it'll be under 200,000. I might be wrong about that, but again, that number that it peaks at day one, it's mostly irrelevant. Not as much with a game like this because it is a $40 buy-in. You do have to pay $40 right out the gate, so you'll make that revenue right there, but you want at least some portion of the audience to be engaged in it. But we'll see how it turns out. I'm not feeling too good about this one, and I think it's going to be dead fairly quickly. But that's my 2 cents. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.